The first round of the NFL Draft is happening right now.
We'll see what players have made the cut, what Trojans are waiting to hear, and how much money is at stake. See It Live starts now. USC quarterback Sam Darnold was just drafted 3rd overall in the NFL Draft. Good evening. I'm Drew Jones.
And I'm Allegra Miller. Players, coaches, and team owners are all packed into the AT&T Stadium in Dallas as the results come in. Here are the top picks. Cleveland Browns have selected Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield. The New York Giants selected Penn State quarterback Saquon Barkley. USC quarterback Sam Darnold was picked by the New York Jets. Denver was drafted 4th overall by the Cleveland Browns out of Ohio State. And the Denver Broncos picked Bradley Chubb of NC State. Annenberg Media's Jody Storm Sullivan is in North Hollywood right now at Big Wings, a pub that's hosting one of the official Los Angeles Rams draft parties. Jody?
Thanks, guys. So right now, I'm at Big Wings reporting on the NFL Draft, and as you probably could just know, Chicago Bears did just pick Roquan Smith, the 8th overall pick. It's been pretty exciting here so far, but for all you USC fans, now Sam Darnold was picked 3rd overall by the New York Jets. He's going to go join some USC alums in Leonard Williams and Claude Pallone, so really good for him to see. Didn't get that first overall pick like a lot of people were predicting, but still top 3, top 5. He's going to go join the Jets and do some good things for a New York team that's really trying to find their way, find their rhythm, and find a quarterback that I think that they can see in Sam Darnold. And as you can see, Big Wings is pretty crowded. I'm joined right now by some fans. We got a Bills fan, Broncos fan. I'd like to introduce you to Caesar, Julian, and Mitch. You know, got to start with you, with you, Julian. Bills traded up for that pick. How excited are you?
We picked the wrong Josh.
Picked the wrong Josh? You want to talk about who maybe you would have preferred?
I wanted Josh Rosen from the UCLA. Even though I'm a USC fan, I wanted Josh Rosen, not... I'm done.
He's disappointed.
He's disappointed, but what about you? Bradley Chubb, defensive end, how you feeling?
I'm very happy about Bradley Chubb. To pair him up with Von Miller, it's going to be crazy. We're going to have like a sick defensive line, so I'm excited. I wanted Josh Rosen too, but I knew John Elway wasn't necessarily a fan, so it's all right. I don't mind going with the defense. I'm happy about the pick.
You said arguably, defense wins championships.
Exactly.
So
we got proof of that. Defense does win championships, and I'm glad we did go with defense, even though I personally did want Josh Rosen as well.
Caesar over there, got a resident Raiders fan. How you feeling? You got the 10th pick. What are you looking forward to?
Honestly, I don't know what we're going to do right now. Everybody I wanted is gone. As you can see, everybody wants the Rosen chosen one, but, he might end up with the Patriots now. We might end up trading out. I don't know what we're going to do, but go Raiders.
All right, well, you got the 49ers right here on the clock. They got about 5 minutes to go before they run out of time to insert their pick. There are still plenty of Trojans on the board, still plenty of exciting action for the NFL in the 2018 draft. From Big Wings, for Annenberg Media, I'm Jody Storm Sullivan.
Now, if you go to USC and you haven't lived under a rock for the last 2 years, you definitely know the name Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was the Trojans quarterback for the 2016 and 2017 seasons and was just drafted to the New York Jets as the 3rd pick. Just moments before the draft started, he shared his excitement on Instagram.
And I got a silver tie clip, which looks pretty cool with it. It'll look good. Yeah. I mean, going into the green room and just get my name called, yeah, it's going to be surreal. I just can't wait.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Dude, congratulations.
Thanks.
Sam Darnold was a star athlete at San Clemente High School. He entered the 2016 season as the 2nd-string quarterback, but took over after 3 games. Darnold went on to set a record for most passing touchdowns by a freshman and became the first quarterback in school history to record 5 touchdown passes in consecutive games. In the 2017 Rose Bowl, Darnold led the Trojans to a historic victory over Penn State, while also setting Rose Bowl records. Last year, he led USC to victory in the Pac-12 Conference Championship. We spoke to USC sports journalism professor Daniel Durbin about his predictions for Darnold's future.
Sam's transition is really going to be dependent on his team. Sam needs to go to a team that has a very good infrastructure and is well prepared to help him grow as a quarterback. Sam has not seen NFL defenses very much this year, so it'd be in his best interest to play backup and get used to the NFL defenses. As he grows as a player, I think Sam should do pretty well in the NFL.
We're wishing Sam the best as he starts his NFL career.
Darnold isn't the only Trojan expected to be drafted this weekend. 5 other players that were invited to the Combine are expecting to hear their names called this weekend as well, adding to USC's record number of players sent to the NFL. Running back Ronald Jones split time with other running backs in his first 2 years, but in his junior season was given the chance to shine. He finished top 10 nationally in both rushing yards and touchdowns before declaring early for the draft. Linebacker Uchenna Nwosu dominated his senior year at USC with 9.5 sacks. He ended the season on the watch list for the Butkus Award, which is given to the country's top linebacker. Defensive lineman Rasheem Green led the Trojans with 10 sacks this season, finishing as an All Pac-12 first-team selection. He declared with 1 year of eligibility remaining. Wide receiver Stephen Mitchell Jr. rebounded from injuries this season to end up starting opposite Burnett at wide receiver, catching 4 touchdowns and adding over 600 yards receiving. And last but certainly not least, wide receiver Deontay Burnett was Sam Darnold's favorite target his junior year, leading the Trojans in both receiving yards and touchdowns. We talked to USC students today and to see who they were most excited to see where Sam Darnold and other Trojans will end up.
I'm excited to see if Sam Darnold gets picked with the first overall pick.
My boyfriend keeps talking about Sam Darnold. I'm just excited to see him getting drafted.
I'm not excited to see 4 days of it. I think it's ridiculous that they're just like ramping this whole production up.
I'm interested to see who ends up getting Sam Darnold and which pick he's going to be.
I'm probably not going to watch the draft. I don't really watch sports.
I want to see Sam Darnold get picked up, you know? It's my boy.
We asked all of you on Twitter which quarterback would be drafted first. 74% voted for Sam Darnold, 21% voted for Baker Mayfield, the QB who ended up as the first pick, and 5% voted for former Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen.
The NFL has rules for each part of the draft process, including how teams pick and what players are eligible. Each of the 32 teams typically has 1 pick in each round of the NFL draft. There are 7 total rounds. This last season's results determine this year's draft selection order. In other words, the team with the worst record will pick first each round, and the Super Bowl champions will pick last. Trades often change the order, which is why the Cleveland Browns have 2 top 5 picks in this year's draft. Now we need to know who the teams can pick. Players become eligible for the NFL draft when they have been out of high school for at least 3 years and have completed their college football eligibility. Underclassmen who haven't used all of their college eligibility have to request the NFL's approval to enter the draft early.
Lonnie Young is a former NFL player who was drafted in the 12th round in 1985. He now works as a national scout for the Baltimore Ravens.
We're all over the place when it comes to scout evaluations on players. Some guys like guys top of the first round. Another scout can look at 3 games later in the season and think the guy should be a 4th round draft pick. I went very late in the draft. I was just so bummed out. 2 weeks into training camp my rookie year, I was a starter. It really doesn't matter where you get picked. Just to have the opportunity to compete, to live out your dream was just amazing.
Young says scouting is quite the process. Some meetings can even get pretty heated with scouts standing on the table and yelling for the player they want.
Just about all of the draft-eligible players come out of college. Most become millionaires overnight. Annenberg Media's Tanvi Varma has more on the dollars and cents of draft day.
There's a lot of money involved with draft day. The basics go like this. The higher slot you are drafted, the more money you make. Last year, Myles Garrett was drafted out of Texas A&M by the Cleveland Browns with the #1 overall pick. He signed a 4-year deal worth $30.4 million. That included a signing bonus of $20.25 million. Contrast that with the last pick of the first round, Ryan Ramczyk. He also signed a 4-year deal worth $9 million. Players are only guaranteed their salary if they are drafted in the first round. The second round is usually guaranteed money for the first 2 years, and then individual contract language will determine the rest of the years on the contract. Third round or later, only the signing bonus is guaranteed. NFL stars like Patriot quarterback Tom Brady and 49ers cornerback Richard Sherman were picked late in the draft. Some players, like former Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo, weren't even drafted. According to Forbes, the NFL has more than $1 billion for players in the draft. The projected salary and bonus for this year's first pick is $33 million. Under contract, a rookie's salary and bonus cannot increase by more than 25% each year.
USC is known for its recruiting power, both on and off the football field. High schools like Mater Dei, Long Beach Poly, and Junipero Serra consistently feed players to SC. USC football picks up top-notch high school talent and grooms them to be ready for the NFL after a few years in the Coliseum. But this doesn't necessarily mean that USC gets the most players. This year, the incoming class is one of the smallest yet, but it is ranked 12th in the nation. We spoke to a high school coach back in March about why USC athletics can be so selective.
The difference is it's within the recruiting base, okay? And SC does a great job of recruiting, all right? And you know, the brand is still the brand. Even though there's been some up and down years, it's still USC.
Some of Mater Dei's newest Trojans include quarterback hopeful JT Daniels and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
USC and the University are the only two schools that have had an NFL draftee every year since 1939. Once again, USC is dominating the competition. USC leads in both first round and overall NFL draft picks. The Trojans have had 80 players picked in the first round, followed by Ohio State with 77. In total NFL draft picks, USC also tops its competition with 501. Notre Dame is close behind with 494. USC, Notre Dame, and Auburn are all tied for having 5 #1 overall picks. Carson Palmer was USC's first ever quarterback to win a Heisman Trophy and go first overall in the draft. In 2003, Palmer was drafted to the Cincinnati Bengals. He was playing for the Arizona Cardinals when he retired last year. Matt Leinart was a starting quarterback for USC and won a Heisman Trophy in 2004. He was drafted to the Arizona Cardinals in 2006 in the first round. In 2017, he was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Now he works as a studio analyst for Fox Sports. Quarterback Matt Barkley was drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles in 2013 as a 4th-round pick. He just signed a 2-year contract with the Cincinnati Bengals. Juju Smith-Schuster, Adoree Jackson, and Zach Banner were all drafted from USC last year. Smith-Schuster is a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jackson is a cornerback and return specialist for the Tennessee Titans, and Banner is an offensive tackle for the Carolina Panthers.
So here's a recap of the top picks in the 2018 NFL Draft. The Cleveland Browns have selected Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield. The New York Giants selected Penn State running back Saquon Barkley. And exciting news for USC quarterback Sam Darnold, picked by the New York Jets as the overall 3rd pick in the draft. Well, this is it, Allegra.
This is it. I've had a great semester hosting with you, Drew. We've seen a lot live. It's been lit.
You know, in tight, close quarters, it's been a lot of fun.
Exactly.
For the last time, thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone here at Annenberg Media, I'm Drew Jones.
And I'm Allegra Miller. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com.